All right, hi. It's Talk Comics to Me time. We're also not live again, so excuse us. Excuse our mess. Bless our mess if you...
Pardon our garden. This is our mess.
So yeah, Talk Comics to Me. I'm Champenstein.
I am Heather Hadfield.
And I don't have anything rambling to say. I've got, like, so many books.
Yeah, that's a fat stack of comics there.
I accidentally bought, like, every single book off the wall this week.
I've got, like, just a tiny little pile.
Yeah, it's not even fair. Mm-mm. All right. You actually start, and then I can just follow you up.
All right. I'm not going to do very much talking today. So this is Critical Role, The Mighty Nine Origins, Jester Levoer. They're doing a series of these cute little origin stories. They're just like one chapter essentially for each character within the Mighty Nine. That's basically all it is. It's what happens before Jester meets up with everyone else within the group. She begins her adventures with the Traveler, and how she meets the Traveler and all that stuff begins. So it's very cute. Laura Bailey and Matt Mercer do a lot of the writing for it, or at least assist with the character origin, which I thought was really cool. Art, as always, in these books is just super cool. Love it. I love it. I think the next one that's coming out is Yasha, if I remember correctly. I was really hoping that Caleb would be the first one out because his was like one of the first ones that was solicited, but I don't see his name anywhere, and that disappoints me. Caleb's my favorite, so. But yeah, it's a cute little hardcover, and
it's not too much money.
No, it's not, considering it as a hardcover, and it's a tie-in to the series itself. It's not just its own story. It actually is a part of the series. So, I don't know. If you're a fan, check it out. That's all.
All right.
That's all I gotta say about that. And here we go.
All right. So first I have a thing called Truth. This is issue number 1. I actually just special ordered this. I don't think I will continue on the second issue or the series. Not that it's not good. I do want to say that. But one second. Okay, everything's still recording.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Okay. Anyway.
We're
good. Yeah, it's not that it's not good, it's just not a book for me. The main character, she works in a lab, and she's been building something for a very long time, and she ends up getting fired, and she goes out for a night on the town and ends up getting, I guess, kidnapped by a character, and it's just kind of their hijinks, it seems like, I'm sure you're going to find out more because the corporation or, lab she's working with is not good and evil. And I don't know, like I said, it's a fun book. The art is so good.
Can I see it?
Yeah, the art and colors are like amazing. And like, I do think it is a really good book. It's just really not a book for me, which I think is unfortunate. It's just like, it's really fun. Like I said, like for some reason it really reminds me of an anime in a weird way, or just like the story does, not the art, just like the way the story flows. And like, so that could just be because of like the chibi characters, some of the, like the lettering things that they do, some of like the facial expressions. But it's a good book. like I said, it's good. It's just fun. It's just, once again, like, not for me. But yeah, it's a
gay road trip.
Yeah, it's a gay road trip, and I think that is I think that's cool, and the character, like, they're pretty hot.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. Like, that's my type of person. That's really cute. Okay.
Yeah, so it's just, like, it is a good book. Like I said, the art is really good, and the story is interesting. It's just, like I said, it's not for me, and I don't think, maybe if I kept reading it, like, I would have fun with it, but I have so much, like, this pile is so big. So really, I have to make, like, what decisions.
Right. And you do have a lot of first issues.
Yeah.
Number ones.
Yeah, and they're all, for the most part, limited series.
Yeah.
But what do I want to choose out of all of these things? And I did already put this one on my pull file, so I don't know. And I don't want to really, like, take it off and necessarily switch. So we'll see. Anyway, next, as we're talking about it, is Laura by Gilliam Marsh. March.
Gilliam?
Yeah. Anyway. It was, like I said, it was a good book. This issue reminded me of Carmen, just in the way the character flowed and the, like, relationship between her and her best friend, how they were in love, but, like, not really. I don't know, we'll see. I like the art in some places, other places I didn't. So, yeah, I'll see. It's not bad, it's just, I don't know.
That's how we felt in the first issue of Carmen.
It's true.
So, who knows?
Yeah, who knows?
Who knows?
I'll get past it.
Anyway.
I'll keep going. I don't have, like, anything super bad to say about it. It was just, like, I just don't know. Okay, so I'll move on. And this is The Human Target. This is book number 1. And this is a Tom King book.
Always with the Tom King.
And Greg Smallwood. I did...
Fantastic.
Yeah, the art is good. I did special order the second issue. Just because this did intrigue me a bit. I did like the art. The art and colors were really, really good. And maybe, once again, that's why I wanted to get the second issue, because I wanted to see if it was just that aspect of it that really, like, kind of dug me into it. But I just kind of liked the way the issue flowed. Mm-hmm. I thought it was, like, a very interesting...
What is the premise? 'Cause I don't know anything about this.
So this guy, the Human Target, he's kind of I guess he was kind of a detective-like character, but his deal is he will stand in for you and be killed and, like, for you, basically be assassinated for you. And he is hired by Lex Luthor to be assassinated, and he always fixes it so he will live, but something happens where it ends up killing him. So he's trying to figure out who killed him in 12 days.
Okay. Interesting. That is quite intriguing.
Yeah. So,
it's Lex, clearly.
That's what he thinks too, and it seems it would appear so, like, just, you know, on the surface. I don't know. You know me. I'm just gonna probably be foolish about this.
Probably.
Just because I'm gonna want to know.
I'm
gonna want to know how it ends, and that's why I can't do this. Is because I knew what this would be, and here I am again, just like, I don't know if I want to read this. And like I said, I did actually enjoy this for the most part, but I just don't know. And I know that it's dumb, and I know that I shouldn't. But that's why I only special ordered the second one and didn't just add it to my pool.
Yeah, it's 12 issues, right? It's
12 issues. I don't know. I feel like if I do it past 3, then, though, it's just going to be like, well,
special order one more.
Just like, at what point do I make the, like...
Uh-huh. I would say after the second. If you like the second one, if that intrigues you as much as, like, the first one did, then go ahead and add it. But if it doesn't grab you like it does in this one, that makes you want to maybe special order the third, then don't bother.
I just love a mystery.
I know.
Even if it's bad.
I know. You know how I am with that
it's
kind
all,
of stuff.
I blame this on my grandmother 100% because I watched Matlock, watched Perry Mason, watched Murder, She Wrote. All that woman had to read was fucking, like, murder.
Janet Ivanovich.
She didn't actually have those, but I did end up reading those in high school.
I read those too, just because.
But my grandmother just had so many, like, detective book or, like, murder mystery books. That was, like, all I fucking had access to. And so then, yeah, and it's like I read so much terrible shit, and then here I am again, like, I just want to know. I just want to know.
That's so funny. I read a lot of that stuff growing up, too, because of my mom. But
it's just like, what the fuck? Couldn't they have just read something else? Like, could you have please read a better fucking book anything. I pray to the God I don't believe in to go back in time and be like, just read Lord of the Rings so I can like be into that sort of shit right now.
That's fair. That's very fair.
Like, just read a better book. Just anything with, like, a slight amount of intelligence. Anyway, I
just had a realization for my life, too. My mom read historical romances. Like, Harlequin romances. Like, no wonder I fucking love stories. And only if it's, like, real banging. Like... Because, of course, that's what I was reading in 3rd grade when I didn't know what else to read. I would just go pick up one of those smutty little books off of her bookshelf and crawl underneath my bed and read it with the flashlight.
All right.
We're going to talk about something else. Wow, what a powerful realization.
This is some therapy, I guess.
Yeah.
This is Newburn.
Newborn.
Did it? I was wondering if that would happen. This is actually called Newburn.
Newburn.
This is a new Chap Zdarsky book.
And Jacoby Philip. I figured since we're messing up everyone's names, or at least I was, that I might as well just keep going with it. This is Newbern. This is about a detective who works for the people. A private detective, investigator.
He's a private detective who works for the mafia.
Yes. But, like, not just one. He works kind of for all of them. He's on retainer for FAMs to help them out. And he is... untouchable.
Yeah, I like this book a lot.
I did too. I actually really liked it, especially because I am not too versed in, mysteries, murder mysteries, just detective books in general. Mm-hmm. And so I had no idea what was going on. I was like, oh, let's unravel this mystery with him. And the motherfucker knew what it was right away. He was like, I'm just going to keep playing coy.
I just like how he's, like, really oddly badass.
Yeah. He doesn't even have to do anything, and he's just like, check out my cane.
Yeah, I don't know.
Love it.
I'm really excited. To see what happens. This is, I've said this like 1,000 times in the last week, but this book was like absolutely made for me. It's got Champ written all over it. It's like, if you made a book for Champenstein, this would probably be it.
I think one of my favorite things about, especially Chip Zdarsky, when he writes certain books, is like, he can jump from one genre to another and he still makes it interesting. Like, there are some authors who will just write a murder mystery and just keep doing that. Yes. And it's like, it's like the same in every story, but like different in a way. And Chip is always doing something different. Like, even if there's one thing that's similar in all of them, the overall story is different, and I think that's it's really cool.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. And I think he always works with like artists who really bring his story to life in really, really like great ways. Like Jacob Phillips's art is amazing.
Yeah, it's really good.
And I do like the backstory too. Mm-hmm. What's it, by Nadia Shamas?
And I wonder, is that separate from the story, or do you think that's going to somehow tie into the story?
I don't know.
See, and that's what I originally thought was like, when I realized it was like a backstory, if maybe that's like the prelude to what's going to be happening in the next issue, or maybe it's just its own little thing, like, this is what else is happening in this town while this is going on.
Yeah, and that could also be it. The art and colors in that story are also really good. I'm not going to fuck up anybody's name.
Let me see. Zayed Yusuf Ayoub.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it's this book is really good. I would highly suggest it. I mean, especially if you do like detective stories. Mm-hmm. Private eye stories. If you like Columbo, I would put it on that, like, I don't know, just Columbo scale, just like the way the character like comes off in a way.
Sorry, you said Columbo scale, and I immediately thought of my cat Sagan sitting on a scale, the Chilumbo scale, and it just...
the Chumbawamba scale?
Yeah, it made me really happy, because I was like, because I've been thinking about, like, outfits that I could make for her, because my whole thing was, I mentioned that sometimes I call her Chilumbo, like as in Chumbo. And I was like, I should make like different outfits for her and like start sending you pictures of her in costume. And I just thought of her sitting on a scale wearing the Columbo coat and then
cool.
do the Columbo scale. I just thought that would be really funny. Yeah. I have all these ideas, but I don't know how to measure her, so.
Okay, you go. We've talked about that book, Newburn.
Okay, Newburn, yes. That is the name of the book. First issue. It's limited, right? Like 6 issues?
I'm sure, yes.
I can't remember. Well, I'll get back to you. We say that every single time and we never do, but we will get back to you on that. But I'm going to talk about this one, I suppose. This is The Heathens. This is issue number 1. This is a Cullen Bunn book. Heath Amodio and Sammy Cavello does the art in it. There's a lot of things that I really did like about this book. The art, for one, I really, really enjoyed the facial expressions on certain characters. I really enjoyed the colors were really good. I didn't mind the story at all. And I think that's maybe because it wasn't just him writing it. It was like someone else. So the story is about a group of historical figures throughout time. Like this is Billy the Kid, for example.
Okay. Yeah, see, that's I was like, they're just, bad guys.
Yeah. So they are, I guess, vigilantes throughout history, like people who did things to protect their people. They are a group of heathens, and they are sent throughout time to get rid of, like, bad guys. Like, in the first part, they're getting rid of the Zodiac Killer. Later on in the issue, well, it's just her, technically. But what they have to do is kill certain people throughout history to get some sort of
points.
In a way, because it frees them from this contract, I guess, that they're in. And then once they get whatever they need to do, then they're actually just free. So it's like they're paying for their sins, but they're not really sins because they were helping people. It's very strange. But again, I didn't mind it. It's just the main reason I got this book was because it's called The Heathens, and my mom used to call me heathen when I was little, and so I thought it was funny. Which is also funny because Heath is another name that I have been called many times in my life. And I thought about maybe getting the second issue, but I don't think I'm invested enough to get the second one. If I do read it, I think I will just read it off the wall. Also, Stalin. This is the second book that Stalin has been in a lot of books. And I think that's probably what made me say no to this. Like, no, I'm not doing any more Stalin books. You feel me?
I got enough Stalin.
Yeah, no more Stalin on the brain, please. I can't do it. But yeah, I mean, the story, it was all right. I really like the group of characters that they chose, and Stalin does introduce each of them at one point, because I can't remember who all is in the group. Hitler's woman. But that's not Eva Braun. I don't know who that is. But yeah. Oh, Sophia Blayustein. Master thief, con woman who invented new ways to steal from the rich and give to the poor. Like, that's all that these people did, was hurt rich people to save their poor people and help raise them up and stuff. So I don't know. It was a cool idea, and it was a very fun, interesting read, but I just don't think it grabbed me enough to continue with it.
Okay. So how many popcorns?
Honestly, probably about 3.5.
Okay.
3.5, maybe 4, but not a full 5.
Okay.
Yeah. Could have done better.
All right, I got a couple more now. This is World of Darkness. This is issue number 2.
Is it?
Yes.
For some reason, I thought it was 3.
No, next issue is number 3.
That makes sense.
Yeah, right?
Math, right?
Math.
Adding.
Who knows? This just continues Cicely's story after she takes over the, Minneapolis vampire tribe.
The magistrate.
I know they have a real name, but I can't remember.
The Vampire Council.
She does that after the death of her fledgling Allie. And this just deals with her taking over and also dealing with a werewolf invasion. Yeah, art's really good. I like the story a lot. Like, I've read this issue, and it's really good.
Who does the art for it?
Julius Ota.
Okay.
And then Addison Duke does the colors.
Okay. That's fair.
Yeah. And Jim Zub and Danny Lore write it.
That art is really cool.
Yeah, the art is really good. I really like I like the way the faces look, and I don't know, it looks like so smooth.
Yeah. I think I like the art in this one better than in that first story. And I really did like the art in the first story. I thought it was really good, but there's something so, I don't know, majestic, I guess, about it. It's just really good.
Yeah, this page is really great.
Yeah.
Like I said, I wish you were reading this because I know you'd really like it. But yeah, I fucking, it's a really good book. I almost do like it more than the first, like the whole first story arc, and it's going much quicker. And I don't know.
Do you think it's because we know who these characters are now rather than because in the first one it did get kind of confusing because you may be aware of the world itself, but the characters and the hierarchy and all that kind of stuff was kind of confusing to get into.
Yeah, I suppose that is true, is that I do have a more awareness of who they are. And you do kind of grow with Cicely and her character. She's been through a lot, and I don't know, that is a really good point.
Or maybe it's just the flow of it as
well.
The
flow of it is really good. It's a really good book. It's really, really, I do think it is necessary to probably read the first bit, just so you do know who these characters are, because they don't really, they fill in the blanks, but not enough for you to really know.
Right.
And I think, I don't know, even in that first bit of between the two stories, I feel like I lost a little bit of who the characters were, but this has really let me hone in and remember who certain anarchs are and that sort of thing. So I don't know, it's really good. Really like it. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm gonna move on.
Yeah, move on, dude.
This is god damn it, Arkham City: The Order of the World. This is issue number 2.
Title is so silly.
Yeah, and it's always on the cover weird, so I'm what is the title of this book? I really like the art in this book. I think the story is interesting, just this doctor following after one of her patients who she thinks is the most violent. And I feel kind of following that madness, so it's an interesting story, and the art really works with it super well. And I don't know, I'm really there's something about this story I'm really drawn to, and I think it's just the cerebralness of it more than anything. It's just it's really in your head, especially about who the 10-eyed man is and what he's really doing. And I don't know, it's also cool because it's a Batman book without Batman.
Right. That's fair.
And they kind of talk about characters, the rogues, because it's all about the destruction of Arkham Asylum, but there's never really those characters in it.
Okay.
And even if they I'm sure somebody will show up at some point.
They always do.
Yeah.
You can't just have a story without them,
which is fine, and I won't be disappointed by it, but I will be intrigued how it plays into everything. So yeah, just a story that I'm really intrigued by, and like I said, the art is really good. The colors and the art itself are just so dark, and things are so I like
how the lines are kind of washed out.
Yeah,
there's no real
borders,
solid outlines of anything. It's just,
it's a good looking book.
Mm-hmm.
Good. I love maps. I know you love maps. So yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Okay. All right, let's move along.
Okay, so next we have Primordial. This is issue number 2.
Issue number 2. This is about our dog going into space.
And kind of what they go through before they get there, and what happens when they get there.
Say what there is.
Yeah.
It's
kind of.
It reminded me, this page, these couple pages in particular, just remind me of that episode of SpongeBob.
I don't know what you're
That's
referencing.
right. I can't reference. I'll show it to you when we're done. Because
I'm an older millennial.
Yeah. I don't want to like spoil anything for people who would want to read it. I'll show you after we're done because it's something that has always like messed me up a little bit. Just the idea of this plane of existence, I guess. But yeah, of course it's good. It's
so good. The art is so good.
I've always loved. Damn it! I open up right to it. The panel layouts. His panels are always so good, and just the way that everything is set up.
Yeah, and I like the way the story is and how like everything's unfolding and just the mystery of like who. I guess we know these animals, but it's just like where they are and like what's really happening or how it happened. So
it's so good. It's so good.
It is so good. If you like Gideon Falls, you'll definitely like this.
Yeah. If you love reading about weird things in history, you'll probably enjoy that as well. Me?
Yeah, your turn.
Okay, this is Batman. This is 116. Buttman, as I said. This is closing up Tiny Onion and Jorge Jimenez's Batman story. 117 is their last issue on Batman, which I'm a little disappointed about. So anyway,
at least you didn't read like 70 issues of it.
That's true. I've read 16 because I did read the first few in the beginning. I gotta show you this page in here because it's so good. Okay, first of all, so good. But are you ready for this, Batman? Dude.
Just beefy. So
good. Okay, so this whole fear state, Scarecrow released a fear toxin within the town and is slowly taking it over. In this particular issue, the magistrate figured out where Poison Ivy was in the sewers, and they sent people down there to take care of the situation, but Poison Ivy is not having it. Excuse me, Queen Ivy. She is not having it, and she's basically gives them an ultimatum, like, get your people out of here, otherwise I'm going to bring the city of Gotham down. People are going to die. And while that's happening, Miracle Molly and Batman are trying to figure out where Scarecrow is so they can stop whatever's happening, and they get into a juicy little fight with Peacekeeper, who is healing up from the attack that had just happened to him in the last couple issues. I keep saying episodes. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, Peacekeeper comes to the realization that he can be the only one who can actually help Gotham, so him and Batman are about to do a fight to the death. Yeah, it's I still really enjoy this, and I've said this a million times. I don't know if I enjoy it for like the story or for the art, but regardless, the two of them together make very interesting, and I don't want them to not do this anymore, because not that I am not going to enjoy the next person. I don't know if I'm going to or not, but it's just, I've had multiple people just say like, how can they do that and then go to this person? That's going to be so boring. And so it doesn't give me too much hope, but I'm not gonna not read it just because of other people's opinions. Yeah, I do things out of spite, so I will probably continue on for 70 issues just to say that I did it.
You do what you need to do. I'm still reading Buffy, so
that's fair.
On the Buttman. Speaking of butts,
look at that.
Yeah, the butt on here. I don't know if I can get it.
You did, dude.
Oh, there we go.
I don't know why that is so funny to me.
Look at it.
And it's the way that he's like looking.
Yeah,
I love it so much.
And when you said it was his butt, I was like, because I couldn't really tell, and then when I looked at it, and then I was like, oh yeah, that's most definitely his butt.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought it was a dude holding his dick. Does that not look like it? Look at that. And I was like, why does that dick have a face on it? It's so weird.
Wow, I don't even know what I can say about this book that would
I was
top
just
that.
like, I know, I was just like shocked by it though at first when I had first seen it because that's like the chest
now
behind him.
Now I'm never gonna be able to unsee what you just said. Like,
that shocked me when I had pulled it out of the box. I was like, the fuck is this?
Jesus Christ.
And that's why I had to point out the butt because I had to tell myself, nah, dog, this is a butt. It's not balls. That's a butt.
I don't.
Did I ruin it?
Yeah, I don't even know. I feel like I'm broken now. You literally broke me. I've encountered so much shit in my life, but you broke me. Like, that is.
I always knew it was gonna be me.
It's like worse than a seeing eye. Like, you know, it's like the duck and the, I don't know, bunny. Yeah, the duck and bunny thing. Now it's like, that's what it is. I'm never gonna, now it's a dick or killer croc. I can't.
Is this a dick or is this killer croc?
I didn't even say the name of this book. This is Batman Reptilian. This is issue number 5. Killer Croc, spoilers. I'm gonna just spoil this book. Killer Croc is like finding out that he might have been mixed with some alien stuff, and he had a baby.
Wait. What?
Yeah, so Killer Croc,
He himself.
he was a baby.
Okay.
And something like crashed into Florida and infected a whole town.
Okay,
like,
okay.
I don't know, something to this effect. I can't remember. That was last issue. But he, as a baby, got infected with this alien, which is why he's like the way he is. Mm-hmm. That's why he's all crocodile.
Right, he's a crocodile.
And he's an alien, and he had a baby because they can produce without.
Right. Okay. This all makes sense now. I was like, wait a minute. I just imagined that thing giving birth, but not like in a...
But no,
non-traditional.
Killer Croc had a baby,
okay.
And so it's fair. Like he was giving off a bunch of pheromones at like the rogue meeting, the Batman rogue meeting, and so the baby was attacking all of Batman's rogues, and then Batman has found Killer Croc. Baby has found him. They're trying to like distract the baby because the baby was like wanting to get the tit or get fucked.
Okay.
That is, I think I understood this book. I think that's what happened.
Oh, that's an Ennis book?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. This is all adding up now. Okay.
So yeah, that's spoiling the entire book. I just told the entire plot of
I
that
needed
issue.
I needed to know.
So I'm sorry. Like I said, spoilers are undone now. But yeah, this book is a weird book. It's fine. I enjoy myself. The art is really good. It's like it is one of those things where like last issue I was like, what the fuck? And this issue just continues it.
Okay, so speaking of the art, Liam Sharp. Yeah. Batman, dude! Well, go on then. Suckle it. And he's just sitting there watching? What a pervert. The way he's such a pervert. You know he wants to sit there and watch all that happen. That's why he's just like, interesting. Anyway, I'm just gonna put that in the back of my head, catalog it for later. I'm gonna text you about it because I won't be able to stop thinking about it. But Liam Sharp, in that issue that he did of Batman and Catwoman, our good friend Dave Phillips, when he was like checking out yesterday, he was like looking at, I think it was that book. It might have been issue 4, I can't remember, but he was talking about Liam Sharp. He's like, it's just so good. His art is just so good. And I was like, oh, you're getting Batman and Catwoman. Liam Sharp does the art in that one. And he went like this. He was so excited. He was like, that just made my whole day. Now I can't wait to read this book. And I was like, that's exactly how we were about it too. Like, we didn't really care one way or another, but I know, like, when I noticed that that's who did the art for it, it was like one of the first ones that I read, because I was like, let me see what this is like, and I liked it. So yeah, Liam Sharp is brilliant.
Real good. Okay, I have more.
Way more.
This is The Joker Presents a Puzzle Box. This is issue number 4.
Number 4.
It's part, like, 7 of the story. Chapter 7. Yeah, it's just the Joker telling the Gotham police a nice little story about what all of the other Batman villains have been doing, trying to find the puzzle box parts for the Riddler.
Are you still enjoying it?
Yeah, no, I still really like it. It's just, like, it's so deep in. There's a lot happening. Like, now the villains are, like, kind of figuring out how to try to break out of jail. And then you're kind of just, like, curious as to, like, what they're doing. Mm-hmm. And also, like, you know, I do want to know what this fucking box is that the Riddler took them. Yeah.
I would love to know what's in the box.
What's in the fucking box?
I would really love to know.
So that's it. That's all I gotta say. It's good. I really like it. I think the art's really good. The stories switch between artists because one artist does, like, the main story, like the interrogation stuff, and then during the interrogations, when, like, the Joker, like, whoever is telling a story, like, the artists switches.
Okay. You ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
So next.
What?
Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Oh.
Okay. So we both read this book. Champ doesn't technically have it on their poll, but again, we both read this. This is Dark Knights of Steel. It's issue number 1. I got the B cover, so you can't really see the title unless you're, like, looking up in that little corner. I just think the covers are really cool. Look at that.
Yeah, the cover is really good.
I love it so much. I ended up getting all the B covers for it because I saw the Superman wearing his armor, and I was like, you can't just, like, pull a sword out like that and expect me not to love it. But anyway, yeah, this is just like a medieval retelling of things in the DC universe.
Yeah.
Not a lot of the stuff. Some of the stuff is still the same. Like the fact that Superman and his parents are technically aliens. There's a few changes in here. Like, Batman is Superman's bodyguard in a way. All the Robins are, like, his little crew, I guess, that work with him.
Policeman.
Yeah, a little policeman. They police the little town. The book itself is narrated by Constantine, which I thought was really cool. But there's...
I did like that little character reveal.
Yeah, I thought it was fantastic. But yeah, this Superman's parents are the king and queen of the country that they're in. I said that as if we don't know what country it is.
It's America.
There's
what other country is there? There's only America.
There is only America. There's several kind of reveals in here. I'm not going to say what they are because they're crucial to the storyline and where it's going. But I mean, it's just so good. I love medieval anything, and I don't know, Batman with armor and a fucking steed like that. Come on, it's beautiful. And I like the weird characterizations that the medieval characters that they did, like the way they changed little things about it to make it fit. Which I thought was very interesting.
Yeah,
so
I do agree with that.
Yeah,
I enjoyed it. Like I said, I just, like, I don't really want to add it to my poll, but I do think it's, like, it was an enjoyable book. And I think especially if you like those characters, it's probably, like, something that you would enjoy.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see, like, what else is done with the characters, because I know obviously Wonder Woman is coming up. Like, who exactly is she going to be in this? Like, it's just very, very fun. I don't know.
Okay, go ahead.
You want me to go?
Yeah, go.
Okay.
Go.
I have Critical Role, the Vox Machina Origins, Series 3, issue number 4. The group is just fighting the dragon that turned everyone into stone in the previous issue. They're trying to get back to the town that they were in. so they can get back to Vax. That's pretty much it. I mean, nothing really happens here. There's like 2 issues left, I think, but once they get back to town, they figure out some stuff about the wizard who had done stuff to Grog previously, and how that's going to come in handy with the next story, I guess. But yeah, it's good as always. I'm glad to have Vax back because I just love him so much, and I hope that they don't kill him soon anyway. Well, he ended up dying in the whole thing, but I don't want to deal with that. That's all.
Okay. Well, I have Dirtbag Rapture. This is issue.
The issue.
This is issue number 2. And God damn it. I should... Allison? Catherine. Wow. Where'd I get Allison?
I have no idea.
Now I'm just like, is her name Catherine? Our Catherine. Catherine, who has previously died from a drug overdose, has been given the sight of seeing ghosts. That's repetitive. And she has been hired by a ghost to take her to Paris, but she finds out there is more to her, like, interacting with ghosts than it seems. And so now she is kind of like caught between the idea of good and evil.
That's a weird place to be caught in.
Yeah, and she's kind of just like a fuck up.
I feel that.
Yeah. It's a really good book. The art is so fucking good, dude.
Yeah.
I think that's really like the book, like the story is really, really good. But the art is just amazing.
Yeah, I love the colors.
Yeah, I would say the art and colors are just so good. But yeah, I think I like the main character, like, even though she is fairly unlikable at the same time. And I kind of like the idea of just, like, everything that's happening.
Yeah.
Because she's unwilling to see, like, past herself, which is one of those things where, I'm just like, God damn it, dude.
Right. So she's, like, very unlikable, but she's not, like, a bad person.
Yeah.
Like, bad as in...
Yeah, like, bad. She's not a... Yeah.
She's not evil. She's just very short-sighted.
Yeah. Yeah. And just, dumb.
Yeah.
Not dumb, but...
You can say it.
Well, no, I'm trying to think of, like, the right verbiage... Or, like, the right adjective, rather. And I don't think dumb is right. And I don't think mean is right. And I don't feel like aloof is quite right. I just think it's somebody who is an addict. And that, like, that personality really, like, drives through. But in a way where it's like, yeah, they're, like, an addict that you like. And at this point, have been, like, they've been used because of, like, that vulnerability that they have. I don't know. That's a lot.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, though, and I'm also, like, just sitting here trying to think of, like, the right word for them. And I'm coming up blank.
Somebody tell me, give me the word.
Send us a thesaurus, please.
But yeah, I really do like the book. I thought the first issue was really intriguing, and I do like the idea that this, like, poses, just because it's the ghosts have kind of, like, chosen sides, and what they know is, like, angels versus demons. So some have chosen to be, like, demons, and some have chosen to be angels. And that's, like, she has to choose one of them. But anyway, yeah, it's fun.
It's fun.
It's fun.
It's a fun story. Yeah. Okay.
All right, so now we have Silver Coin. This is issue number 6.
We're back.
This is a whole new set of writers, and this issue is written by Joshua Williamson, and the art is done by Michael Walsh.
Oh, no.
What'd you do?
No, I didn't do anything. I'm just saying I'm pretty sure that's the guy who's going to be doing Batman.
Oh, yeah.
I was just thinking about how I was like, I really, really enjoyed this. And then I was just saying a little bit ago how everyone I talked to was like, it's going to be so boring.
Yeah, I mean, I like this, but there's a difference between writing Batman and writing, like, something like this.
That's very true. Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, we're continuing the story of like where the coin is, and this is at an arcade, and I like this. Yeah, I like this a lot.
This.
I did really love the like little short backstory as well, which was written by Chris Hampton, and the art was by Gavin Fullerton. I like the colors on that a lot too, and I just like the connection between everything. I did love this issue in particular because I did love the fighting game stuff and just how that kid, like, I just love the, like, slaughter of it.
Sorry, I was just remembering how much I really loved this story too. Yeah. I love how a few issues in particular have been so violent that that one issue with the summer camp.
Yeah,
we talked about how we really, really enjoyed that one, and it was just because the movies that we've seen that are like that, it really captured the feeling of like 80s like slasher.
Yeah,
it was like perfect, and that's how this one made me feel too, where it was like it reminded me in some ways of that episode of The X-Files with Giovanni Ribisi within the video game arcade. And I don't know. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a lot of fun. This series is just beautiful.
My favorite part was the part with the
head.
Yeah. That part was so cool.
The kid turns around and he's got the mask on and he's like that.
Yeah. It was so good. It's funny because I would love to see this in like a short like anthology sort of thing, like actual like live action,
like creep show type.
Yeah, because it's just so like every story has been so good in its own right. Somebody I was talking to recently said they like it felt really like what did they say, like chaotic almost, but not like they didn't use that phrase, but like kind of jolted between stories because they were by different writers. And I was like, but that's like what an anthology is.
Yeah, it's not supposed to be like fluid. Yeah, it's supposed to be each one is different. The only consistent thing is the coin and the artist.
Yeah, which I think is fine.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, I don't know. This is one of my favorite series. I think from like a horror perspective, I've loved every like issue for the different like aspects of horror it brings. And yeah, everyone's been so good. And the next set of issues I'm so excited for.
Yeah, because Ram is next, right?
Yeah, Ram is next. And then Vita does one.
Yep.
And then Matthew Rosenberg does one as well. So,
which this is a solid group of people.
Yeah,
for this one.
And I think and even the last it's just like everyone. It's just like I think each author or each creative team has their own like strengths, and the way they bring the story forward has always been different and always interesting. And yeah, such a fucking good book.
Brilliant.
Good. Mwah. French kiss. Yep.
Yes, we love it.
Okay, so Swamp Thing, issue number 9. I will not get too far into this. There's a lot that happens.
Because it's so far into the story. Yeah. My goodness.
It is going into a season 2. So there is going to be a new storyline. I do suggest reading this book a lot. I think it's a really great Swamp Thing story. I think it's a really good story about corporations, what they do to take things over, and like just a lot of stuff happens.
The devastating effect it has on the ecosystem.
Yeah, and just like families and like communities and
population.
Yeah, everything in between.
Yeah.
So capitalism, you know.
Yeah, that's.
Okay, so then we have The Rush.
The Rush. This hungry earth reddens under snow-clad hills.
This book is extremely dense, so if you read it, please be prepared because it'll take a minute. But it is a very good book.
Yeah, it takes place in the early 1800s in the Yukon Territory. A woman is searching for her young son after her husband returns from wherever they were without him. It's the gold rush, obviously. If you didn't know, that's what that time was. So she hires a man to help her roam the countryside, I guess, to find him. But there's like a weird supernatural element to it, which is like kind of hinted at, but not really given away completely what's happening. So I like the whole mystery of it, I guess. I
like the narration.
Yeah, it's very good. It reminded me a lot of that. Oh my god, I cannot remember what it was called. But the other story that I read that took place during this time period of the girl that was like, God, what was it called? Something about like black stars above, or something like that.
Black stars above.
That's what the narration was too. She's the mom, and this is just writing a letter, and it's very, very good. The story itself is just very, very good.
Yeah, except it's just like real dense, and there's a lot going on, and it's like not a lot going on, but it is, and the art is so good.
So good.
This last page, like the colors in this last page.
Yeah, I was gonna say the
gorgeous.
colors throughout have just been destroying me, because it's like
Addison Duke,
yellows
Bra.
and blues and reds is what it is. But the way that they're blended is just so good. And I think the light tones of like the yellows and the blues really bring out the red in it. And I just, as someone who pretends to be an artist, I just appreciate that a lot.
I think there's something too I like about the story and like how creepy it was.
Yeah, it is. It's very unsettling, because like I said, it has that supernatural element, but it's only like hinting at it, and you're not getting the full story. So it's very unsettling.
Yeah. Okay, so now I have Frontiersman. This is issue number 2, and this continues. The Frontiersman decided to help a young set of college students protest basically some ecological things, and he's been in hiding this whole time to because he was a superhero before, and he kind of brings out his villains because he's on the news. And this kind of, I don't know, there's so much going on here, and not like a lot, but
it's just a lot of like moving pieces.
Yeah, there's a lot of moving pieces, and I don't know. It's a good book. The art is really good. The colors are.
I was just gonna comment on that.
Yeah, like I really do love that, and I do like the story. I like the idea of like what's happening and how he kind of ends up here. But yeah, it's weird. But in a good way, like a good way weird. And it's just dealing with, I don't know, family, as well as, I don't know, he just kind of seems to like fight his way through things, even if that's not necessarily the best choice. But yeah, not much to say. I think it's like worth reading. Or at least like picking up these next 2 issues, these 2 issues. I kind of want to pick up the next issue, or at least read it to see.
That's right, because did you add it, or I feel like you special ordered the first one?
I special ordered the first one.
And then picked up the second.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought.
But it's just one of those things where I just I don't know. Like, it's still in that zone where I just don't know, and I don't know if the 3rd issue is going to do it for me, or if that's going to just be like, I still don't know. Because it's like, I think the art really sells it. I think the story is interesting, but I don't know if I like it. That's really it. I'm in a big zone of that.
You're in quite a pickle.
Yeah.
I mean, I would say pick the 3rd one up off the wall and read it. When we get it in, because you didn't even special order the 2nd one. You just took it.
I paid for it.
I know. I'm saying you should just do that again.
But yeah, it's still good. Hey, we just talked about this book for a long time, but we're gonna do it again.
We're really gonna talk about it now.
Yeah, this is the Me You Love in the Dark.
Rants, issue number 4.
Yeah, maybe we're more prepared to talk about it now than we were before. Mm-hmm. So, what's our main character's name? Ro. She decided to move out into a house and paint because she needed some of that artistic creativeness that you can only get when you move really far away into a haunted house.
When you isolate yourself, which I think was what she was intending to do. Yeah, just isolating a little bit.
But she fucked a demon.
And you know the first rule of demons is you don't fuck them. You don't do it.
Spoiler alerts in this segment too. So this issue deals a lot with what happens. I mean, even the issue before this, when she fucks the demon, you can see those possessive behaviors. This deals a lot with, I guess, abuse, like emotional abuse, and like attaching yourself to somebody else, and like the consequences of doing so. But
further isolation, but not voluntary.
Yeah. So this issue deals with the entity, we'll just call them that, telling Ro that they can't leave the house, keeping them there, or finding ways to keep them there, and just overall stuff you don't want to deal with. Mm-hmm. And then
very
trying to keep their friends away.
Yeah, abuse and manipulation tactics.
Yeah.
It's not fun. It's not good. And this is, I guess, the climax of the situation, where all the realizations start to come together, and then the consequences of what happens.
Yeah. This is, I don't know, like, the book is, the way it lays itself out is really interesting. And I suppose you can see all of these things happening. Mm-hmm. But it's just, I don't know, it's still just, like, the way it happens. And I don't know, it's scary, especially this, like, issue gets under your skin and, like, freaks you out in, like, a multitude of different ways.
It's very uncomfortable, but I guess not uncomfortable for me. It's just uncomfortable in that you know what's going to happen and you can't do anything about it. Because you've seen all the signs before she was able to.
Yeah.
And it's just, you are helpless in this situation. And that was something that I didn't mention about his writing, is like, he draws you in so well with that kind of stuff. Like, it makes you feel like you're there with them. But again, you're just a bystander. You can't actually do anything about anything that's happening, but you want to.
Yeah, I don't know. We talked about this earlier. It's just, Scotty Young is really good at what he does. Like, he's really good at writing, and he does make just, like, a very intriguing story that's, like, extremely relatable, especially if you've gone through anything that, like, I guess we're talking just about Middle West and the Me You Love in the Dark here, but just those, like, any sort of childhood, like, issues with your parents, or even, like, any sort of, like, abusive, like, relationship like this. You just kind of, like, delve into them without, like, you kind of do it without realizing, and then when you're, like, in it, you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Like, what you're doing, like, oh, I just thought I was reading, like, a nice little ghost fuck story.
And that's what I was hoping for. I said that so many times, like, I hope she fucks that ghost. And then, I mean, it's a very common mistake that happens in movies. You think it's a ghost, but it's actually a fucking demon. And you invited him in and out and into your fucking pants, dude. Like, you invited... I don't want to get into that.
Yeah, it's a whole nother...
It's a whole thing.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, that's like the intriguing part of it, because you just kind of delve in, like, oh, it's a kid who has supernatural powers. Like...
No shit, that's just trauma.
Yeah. It's rough, and it's a ride, and it's like, even here it's 5 issues, and like you and I just said, it's just like, that feels like it's too quick. Like, I don't want it to end, because then I'm like, am I gonna feel fulfilled? Sorry, that's a lot of F's.
Am I going to
feel
fulfilled? Yeah, I feel like you will, just because I can't imagine being disappointed by the way this is ending. I like I said, I don't know how he could tie up this story after all of this, unless like this isn't really happening. This is like what she imagines as she's walking up to the house and she sees all of it happening before her.
That's still too much. That's bad.
I know. But I mean,
that's not bad, but that's just like...
It's the only thing that I could imagine happening.
That's just like when people wake up in like an insane asylum sort of situation. Right. Where you're just like, well, that's a stupid cop-out.
This wasn't supposed to happen.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, I mean, like I did read that horror anthology, also the After Dark. I think that's what it's called.
Oh, yeah, the Aftershock one?
Yeah. Nah. That's all I gotta say about it.
Okay.
Was not interested in this. I read it all, and I can't tell you one thing about it. Mm-hmm. And there was like 5 different stories in there. Yeah, that's it.
Okay. Oh, I read that Hellboy. We
read
that Hellboy book.
Hellboy, yes.
Yeah, we got Hellboy, or I got Hellboy, Giant of Bones, because I was like, why not just throw another book into the pile? Into my pull file.
Yeah, just
my pull file of hell.
Imagine Hellboy doing an investigation of Thor.
Yeah, why Thor died.
Yeah.
Or where Thor is.
Yeah, and the cave, if you know Norse mythology, you know what cave it is.
Where in the world is Thor San Diego?
Where in the fucking world is he, dude? It was a cute little read.
Yeah, I liked it.
It was very interesting.
That's why I wanted you to read it, because I was like, I thought you might enjoy it, at least.
It was, I did enjoy it quite a bit.
Okay. Well, we must go.
Yes, we are.
We're out of time.
Yeah,
the world is calling us. We will see you. As always, go to your local comic book shops. Please buy comics from them. If you want something for the holiday season or ever, please pre-order it, because there's a lot of stuff going on, and it's a lot, and you might miss things. And if you don't want to miss things, you got to pre-order them. That's it. Support your local libraries. Take care of your friends.
Just be a decent human.
Yeah. We love you. See you on the flippity flip.